1996 and teaches meditation and personal development courses to help people see the positive side of the life. So, as a core committee member of Inner Space Manchester, she oversees many of its activities. So, we are so delighted to welcome our divine sister Chitra to Hyderabad, especially to Shanti Sarovar. So, how are you doing, sister, and how England is doing? So, over to Sister Chitra.
Om Shanti, and thank you very much for inviting to the Hyderabad online talk. Yeah, England is warming up, as you see. It's for us. It's a springtime, and yeah, people are going out, and it's a new energy is coming to as a weather, because in England we hardly get only the summertime we can see the sun. The whole of the winter and most of 6 to 8 months we are under the dark, but now more and more we are into the light. So today I would like to share a presentation as we go, because when I thought about this topic, there's two ways of doing it. So let me share so that you don't have to watch me all the time. So you can also focus on what I'm going to share with you. And as already been mentioned, that today's topic is three essential practices for peaceful life. And when Sister Vasanta asked me to give a talk in Shanti Sarovar, I was thinking, I asked her, what topic you want me to share? And she said, we have covered almost all the topics, and you need to give us a topic. I know this program would have started since lockdown, because it's online, it's very easy to invite speakers from different part of the world, and they have already shared the wisdom and insight of Raj Yoga and practices. So when Sister Vasanta mentioned for me to do something, I was, okay, you have covered all of the things, you have been heard, you know a lot of things from different speakers, and I just left it over there. And I think one day while early morning meditation, suddenly this topic came. I said, yes, this is what I would like to share. And if you notice, and there is a two different way of practicing this one. When I look into three essential, usually people in a light way of practice is practicing affirmation. That's one of the way. The light way of practicing, one can be practice of affirmation, or practice of gratitude, and or practice of forgiveness. And if you practice these three things every single day, you can achieve some amount of peace in our life. But I thought that is normal. Everyone, I think it's a very popular topic. Even the people in the world practices, and they get really good, effective result out of this. But as you see, the world is moving ahead, very challenging time. We already gone through 2 years of COVID effect, and still it just hasn't gone properly. And again, you can see the war and unrest in other part of the world. There is a lot of uncertainty in the world. And as the challenge is growing in the world, I think we need to prepare ourselves to face the challenge, and also to sail through in a very successful way, in a stability way. If I say successful, means how well I gone through all the situation, all the challenges it's coming to us. So in that notice, this three essential practice I'm going to share is a very deep spiritual practices, and also is very essential for us in the current time. So the first practice, what I would like to share with you, is something I think you may already know, but still I would share with you, which is called self-awareness practice. And actually, the self-awareness practice is a key to have a successful, or I can say it's a key for managing the self and managing my life. The self awareness is a key for managing myself and managing my life. And if what is self awareness practice is where I'm not just awareing myself, I'm also awareing what's going on, how I'm feeling, what kind of emotion is raising within myself, and also where it is triggering from, how I'm responding to the outside world. You can see the outside world is constantly changing, constantly challenging, but how I am responding, becoming aware about my own response to changing world. This is the essential practice of self-awareness. And it's not that becoming aware of your own thoughts and feeling and emotion, but also how to bring back myself to the state of my being, where my natural nature is to relax, to be cool, to be calm, to be stable. Just myself knowing what's happening within myself, at the same time gently bringing to the state of the self, the natural state of the self, which is peaceful, loving, and joy. That's a whole practice of self-awareness. And without managing myself, I'm not able to manage anything outside myself. When I speak about managing myself, is managing my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my attitude, my behavior. This is what I need to manage, so I can manage whatever happening outside myself. And now, if you look at the world and within myself, in whatever happening outside, A, beyond my control, and B, it is not my choice. We have to always remember whatever happens outside world, A, it's beyond my control, B, it's not my choice. But whatever happens within me, it's my choice. And also it's my responsibility, because no one can be responsible for what I feel and how I respond within myself. Is entirely up to me. And the self responsibility, I can say, is a first principle of self management. And as you and at the same time, what we have done is we have placed a primary value to the outside world, whatever happening around us. And maybe we have forgotten, or we haven't been taught how to value, and also how to um, become aware of our own emotions, or how to manage our own emotion, how to know, how to understand. The first thing is how to understand what's going on within me, because we placed our primary values to the external world rather than inner world. So, in that sense, we need to understand the practice of self awareness start with the self. So we have got so many layers. You're maybe familiar with this, but let us refresh it. The layers we have is in the external world is the first layer. The layer what we got many layers. I've just put some prominent layers of the self. The first layer what we have is a family, a job, and culture and position. Okay, these are the layers we are connected with. And if I come to the next layer, which is my body, okay, this is the second layer of the self, which I have. And the third layer what I have is actually that layer is within my consciousness, within myself. The body and the other thing is the layer of outside, which I have. And the other layer, which I have, is within my consciousness. That layer is my mind, my intellect, and my habit. Habit is nothing but a repeated memories. Over and over, I'm doing same thing. That's what the habit is. Within that consciousness layer, with this, which what I am is the self. Okay, so I'm sure you are already aware about all these layers of, and one thing I will to notice, the layers of these three, what we call is I have this layer, but that's not I am. There's a lot of difference between I am and I have. Okay, whatever I have, I don't become that. If I have a car, I am not a car. If I have a house, I am not a house. If I have a body, I am not a body. If I have a mind, I am not a mind. Can you see that? So all this is a layer which I have. But if I separate what I am and what I have, what it comes to the one thing is a self. And how you define the self? What is the self? I know we know all about, we've got enough information about our families, a job we do, or the culture we belong to, or the position we have. But we also some element, we know our bodies, not 100%, but we also know our body very well. And when it comes to the consciousness, who I am, that's where we lack the information. That's where we understand a little bit, not sufficient understanding we got. And that's where we need to understand about the self. And when we talk about the self, what is the self is what you call a self or a consciousness or a spirit or a soul. Doesn't matter whatever the name we can give it, the self or a consciousness, what it is. Body I can see, the job I can see my family, I can see the culture, I can see the position, I can see my body. Even I can't see my mind, but I know I'm creating my thoughts and feelings and emotions. I know uh, uh, once I've created my thoughts, I evaluate. How I evaluate, that's a concept of my intellect. Evaluating what I'm seeing through my mind. And one thing you have to remember, everything I see, I means the self, which is see through the mind. Whatever the body has got, five sense organs. Okay, and if you notice the five sense organs, it has a different functionality. What information eyes brings to me, what kind of information eyes bring, it just brings pictures and colors and movements. That's it, nothing else. It doesn't bring me sound, it doesn't bring me taste, it doesn't bring me the smell. So eyes has a limited information which gives to me. That information is color, image, picture, shapes, size, and movements, motions. This information I receive from my eyes. But when those pictures comes through my mind, in a way, how I perceive whatever I see is a reality. But what happens is there is another version how I see. Physically, I see things. But what happens is how I perceive in the mind, because I see through my mind. The layer of the consciousness. The body has a layer which is which has a sense organs, which is bringing the eyes is bringing this information. And if you notice the ears, what information I get through ears is sound. That's all, nothing else. And what information I get through my mouth is a taste. What information I get through my nose is a smell. That's all. So if you see all my sense, my skin bring the information, the outside weather, a cold, hot, anything. So if you notice, all this information is coming through to me through my mind, because the way I see things, how I perceive things is through the mind. And what I do is, when I receive this information, I evaluate. That's a function of my intellect, evaluation. And the another aspects of consciousness is a habit, repeated memories. Because I've done so many things, it's been recorded as a memory, and I repeat that memories, which becomes my habit. And these are the layers I have. but that's not who I am. I need to always separate myself, what I am and what I have. That separation leads me to a, connect with my true nature, because the self, what it is a living energy with thinking and feeling being. That's who actually I am. I'm not what I'm thinking. It's just my thinking is my creation. I'm creating it. How can I create something become who I am? I create thoughts, I create feelings, I create emotion. That's not who I am. That's my creation. Even I need to separate myself from my creation, who and myself. You create something, you don't become that. It's just your creation. So a living energy, what is thinking, and that's who I am. And the second important thing is my natural state of being. That's your nature. That's my nature, to be peace, love, joy, wisdom, and truth. This is who I am. Not what I'm creating my thoughts. That's not I am. Not what I'm evaluating, not my habits, not my memory. Those are not I am. That's our accumulation. That's I have it. I can drop it. I can drop what I created. I can drop my evaluation. I can drop my habit. I can drop it. But that's not I am. What I am is this. And it is very important to separate myself, what I have, or what I have created it. This is the practice of self awareness. Absolutely separating myself, everything outside me. Okay. And that will bring to me a place of stability. And what happens is, when we see things, when we hear things, when we smell things, when we taste things, we respond to it. Is life, what is life? Everything, whatever happens around me, constantly evaluating, responding it. What has happened is my response is based on my awareness. Awareness influences how I respond to life. And because my awareness is about myself, is my job, my external, what I have, not what I am, but what is happening is my responses is influenced by all other layers. That's the reason my response is not always peaceful, not always loving, not always joyful, it's not always wise or truthful. Is because my response is not coming from who I am, but it is coming from what I have or what I have created it. So the more the practice of self-awareness is bringing to the place of who I am. And as I already mentioned, self-awareness is not just awareing about what's going on within myself in terms of how my feelings are coming, how my emotions are raising, or how my response, but also bringing myself to the place of stability, to the place of the calm who I am. So this is what it is, the self-awareness, to be in your natural state, who I am really. If I'm practice every single day, I will explain to how to practice, how to become, how to practice every single day. So gradually you see, you develop those awareness very easily. Now, what I would like to say, once we have done this exercise, let us do this small exercise meditation of practicing self-awareness. And what I advise, this is an everyday practice. It's not 1 or 2 day. Early morning, when we get up early morning, the first thing to remind myself, not what I do. What happens is early morning, when as soon as we get up, the things run through our mind is what to do. I need to cook, I need to get ready, I need to prepare for my meeting, I need to do, is run through what I need to do. And I forget what I need to be. So that needs to be changed. The moment I wake up early in the morning, the first thing has to run through is how I need to be, whatever I do. The doing part should come second. How I need to be, whatever do. I know a list of things I need to do, list of tasks need to be done. but how I need to be. That needs to be my primary priority early in the morning. Let us do that meditation for 2-3 minutes of practicing self-awareness. Once you practice that self-awareness, and now what you have to do is you have to decide that you have to pick one thing, that practice of self-awareness of I'm a peace or I'm a love or I'm a joy. And next thing what you do is you have to decide that whatever you do during the day, you will do it with peacefully. Cooking, cleaning, shopping, working, meeting, interacting with any other human being, you're going to do with peaceful. This is your choice. This is my choice. How I would like to go through today is to be peaceful. So I am initiating that responsibility. I'm initiating that choice. I would like to respond to all the tasks, what I'm going to do with peace. And the second day, you practice again self-awareness early in the morning. It takes just 5 minutes. Doesn't matter, just 5-10 minutes, not more than that. And then second day, you again bring this practice of self-awareness with a different quality. The first day, practice with peace. The second day, practice with love. Whatever I'm going to do, whatever the task I'm performing, my choice is going to with love. Even cooking, cleaning, eating, walking, anything I'm going to do, I will do with love. This is my choice. And the third day, you can practice, I'm going to do with joy. Whatever. So what happens is every single day, you're putting your energy, you're making the choice for yourself, peace, love, and joy. And that is not, self-awareness is practice is not just doing a meditation in the morning and the evening and forget, but the Raj Yoga is all about what I do whole day. How I carry through my task all day is also very important. For example, if I meditate in the morning, fine, for half an hour, and I get through my task, I totally forgot my awareness. It's happened. I enjoyed. It stayed for me a couple of hours. Completely forgot in the hustle and bustle of life, and again I started behaving. It's gone. At the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I don't even remember what I did. What I remember is a whole lot of emotions clouded in my head, and and again I have to sit there and practice, and whatever I created in the morning is gone. But it's very essential that I carry the throughout the day, that awareness of I want to do everything peacefully. It's my choice. I'm going to do everything loud. You may forget, but time to time remind. If you remember, Brahma Kumari practice something called traffic control. Every hour we got a traffic control. It's a reminder ourselves. Oh, what was my morning resolution? What is my morning awareness? Let me bring back to that. Let me put it again. If I gone off track, there's a time until now I can bring myself to the track and practice with that. Okay, so let us do for a couple of minutes. See that you're able to do early in the morning. Okay, what I would like to suggest, I would like to, after that, I'm going to share with a second practice, because when you practice self-awareness, there's a challenge. The whole of drama of life come to what is the practice I need to do when things happens to me. That we will share next slide. But first practice is self-awareness. Let me stop the sharing. This is to be in the natural state. This is who I am. Okay. So what we will do is now, just I would like to ask you to sit. Make sure that your body is upright, no matter how your hands and legs are there, but make sure you're in a very relaxed position. And I would ask you to, what happens is breathing is very important. A deep breathing will relaxes your internal organ. You can see the effect immediately. I would ask you to breathe in and breathe out deeply, so that your body is relaxed and you're ready to take the journey of inside. So make sure your body is relaxed. Just scan through from toe to head. Don't hold any tightness in your body. Relax. Make sure your leg, your arms, your eyes, your head, everything is relaxed. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in slowly, gently, and deeply, and breathe out. Breathe in slowly, gently, and deeply, and breathe out. Now, as you become aware of your body, just watch your body, just few seconds. Your legs are still, your hands are still, your body is still. And as your body is relaxed, if you feel that it's my choice, I made my body to sit in a relaxed posture. And now, just become aware of yourself. As just if you see there's a thoughts going on. My leg is not moving, my hands are not moving, I'm not using my body. Make sure this time you don't use your body. Your body is completely relaxed. As my body is getting relaxed, the next step is to relax my mind. Relaxing body is very easy, but relaxing mind is a second challenge. But just see the mind as a blank screen. That's the space of my creation. What is mind? Mind is a space given to me to create thoughts and feelings. It's just a space. It's entirely up to me to use the space or not use that space. For the moment, I withdraw myself from the mind and intellect and habit. As I withdraw myself from this body, I'm withdrawing from the inner layer of consciousness and just becoming aware I'm a living energy. Energy which can think and feel. When you go deeper within yourself, what you see or what you feel is just a silence. As you withdraw from the body, the outer layer, as you take yourself within, inside, become aware of your true nature. The natural state of myself is peace, being love, joy, wisdom, and truth. That's who I am. Let me bring the awareness of one natural state, that is peace. Peace is my value. Peace is my quality. Peace is my innate quality of myself. This peace is always there within myself. It never leaves me. But peace is buried beneath all the layers of the self. Let me reconnect and bring the peace to all other layers of the self. I am peace. Just taste that inner peace you always have. As you stay and become aware of within, you can experience silence, you can experience peace. Now slowly, with that awareness of who I am, bring back that peace to the layer of your mind, intellect, and habits. And come back and reconnect with your body with the awareness of I am a peaceful being. Again, you reconnect to the outside world with your family, with the job, with the culture, with the position, but not living the awareness that my true nature is peace. Now, as I connect and interact rest of my day, I'm going to bring the peace in every single task. Again, breathe in and breathe out and relax. Thank you. So bringing the peace, into the task is very, very important. I'm doing everything peacefully, So there is a response of peace naturally within me before the task. It's not something happening, I'm responding before I'm preparing myself what I'm going to do. So this practice of self-awareness will, if you do every single day, I will bet you within a month, you will see the shift. Naturally, your peace is becoming more and more. Naturally, your loving will become more because you're bringing this natural nature, not just in meditation, into your actions, into your interactions, in your daily life, in your engaging with the life, you're bringing this energy. Always remember, my natural nature, my true nature is peace, love, joy, wisdom, and truth. And see the magic because of this simple practice. Now, let me take you to the another practice, which is called detached observer. Detached observer is detachedly observation, detached observation. And what it means is, if you look at still, I am in this world, but I am creating a gap between what's happening outside myself and within me. You can define detached observer in a different way. But one thing to simple way I define the detached observer is creating the gap between what's happening outside or outside world and between me. For example, if you're leaning onto the pillar, okay, if you just think there is no gap between the pillar and you, you're just leaning on the pillar, okay, there's no gap between the pillar and yourself. What happens? The pillar cracks and falls down. We fall isn't because we are leaning to the pillar. If there was a gap between the pillar and myself, if pillar is fallen, think about it other side, not your side, then you're still stable because you're not. There is a gap between the pillar and myself. It's the same thing. I need to create a gap between what's happening outside and what's happening inside. And within that, and also there's other way of looking at the detached observer. I know things, okay? I know very much what's happening is right, what's happening is not accurate. We are sensible. We are not denial about the things which is happening. Being denial is not positive. If things is happening. I need to see things as it is, not things as I want to say it, see things as it is, not with any denial, but knowing things as it is, but not getting into the feeling of it. For example, if something very not nicest things happening in front of you, someone is making very bad decision, or someone is very rude, you're seeing it happening, okay? But you're knowing what's happening as it is, but you're not feeling it. When you feel it, that's where the emotions is triggered. That's what detached observer means. I'm literally, there is a gap between what's happening outside and I know how to respond to that. Otherwise, a response will be not much difference. Whatever happening outside, my response will be equally same thing. So there's a two level of detached observer practice. One practice, what I would usually is external world. Whatever happening, external world, what happens in, if I define what is external world, is what I see every day is drama of life. What happens every single day in your life is a drama of life. Someone goes, someone comes, someone happen. In the drama of life, what you see is, well, who is involved in the drama of life? People, situation, and events, isn't it? This is what we define a drama of life. And within the drama of life, I need to be very careful about what's happening in the drama and what's happening within myself. Let me take the total responsibility. Whatever happening outside may not be already I mentioned, whatever happening outside me is neither my choice, it's beyond my control. These two things I need to remember. Whatever happens in this layer, okay, happens beyond my control and it's not my choice. But whatever happens within me is my choice. And I'm totally control of myself. That's where I have 100% control within myself, not outside myself. And what happens is, I already mentioned that early morning you practice self-awareness and you decide that whatever the task you're performing, you bring the energy of peace, love, and joy. Take one thing per day, not like everything. Or, then it will be scattered. So you bring the joy. I would like to do everything joyfully, no matter what I would like to do, the small thing, the big thing, there's no difference. Not my joy doesn't increase because I do certain things. My joy doesn't come down because I do some minimal job. Not, my joy should not be based on what I do. My joy is based on who I am. Joy is my natural nature. No matter I do a big thing or a small thing, I'm joyful. Anyway, I'm joyful. Things doing doesn't differentiate with me. This is what creating a gap between the external world and internal world. I have to do essential job. Cooking is a minimal thing. Cooking, cleaning, washing, everything. The question is, do I do these things joyfully? Or when I say that I have to do, today is a birthday party, there's an extra joy in my life. Oh, there's some celebration happening. Today is around Navami, isn't it? There's a different energy in the town, in the city, because it's now Navami, where the joy was there yesterday. Why the joy is extra today? Just because there's something weak, there's nothing. Have anything happened? Nothing, is just that we had is this thought. Today is a special day. Why can't we make every day a special day for ourselves? The everyday joyful day. Yeah, today is Ram Navami. Tomorrow is something else. We can bring a joy into our work. Only we can do the practice of self-awareness and detached observer. It's very, very essential. Otherwise, we are caught in the drama of life. When we get caught in the drama of life is beyond our control and it's not my choice. But what is my choice is how I respond. That response can be easy if I create that gap. And that gap is entirely, it's okay, what is happening there? And I need to make sure that I don't allow anything what's happening outside to affect me. I'm separate from outside. There needs to be very, very clear and that level of visibility. And the second where we apply the detached observer is inner world. Because in inner world, what we go through a lot of emotions, we got a lot of feelings. And so now we are aware of that. And what I'm saying is, for example, someone said something which triggered anger in me. Okay, it's already triggered something, now I need to detach from the emotion. I need to detach myself and see why this, where this emotions is coming from, why it's been triggered, what is the cause of the triggering. First, because I have created it, never ever forget that emotions I create, because the inner world, we create thoughts, we create feelings, we create emotions. There's a lot of memory and beliefs. This is what our inner world is. And even there, I need to apply detached observer. I need to separate myself because I have created it, fine. But once it's triggered, if I detach myself and see it, okay, there is the anger in me. What to do now? Now I need to bring back to my state of heart of the being who I am. And now, as you look at separately, you're not recognizing that as you. It's an emotion. You're separating an emotion with yourself. You're seeing that anger emotion. And as you watch your emotion, what has happens is the emotion will calm down. Okay. And you will get the beneath of that emotion. What is it? What the person has said to me triggered this emotion. And then you're able to bring it very gently back to your state of being. So you have to be a detached observer even with your inner world. It's not just applying with outside world, it's also applied inside world. There are a lot of beliefs. What beliefs triggered me? We carry a lot of beliefs. Which beliefs I'm carrying? Because we live in a lot of beliefs, we don't know what is truth. But when I know the truth, beliefs goes down. So I need to understand all these beliefs. So what is the memory I'm carrying? Because there could be something past hurt I'm carrying. Someone said it, again triggered me. Now I know, my God, still there in my memories, deep down in my memories. So I need to separate it and work with what to do with this. Only it is possible. Otherwise, without detaching myself with my own emotions, with my own thoughts and feelings, and I can't work with it. It will bring me down. It will carry me somewhere else, and I'm confused what to do. So it's very, very essential for us to practice detached observer so I can stay peaceful, loving, joyful in my interaction within outside world, within inside world, because we carry a lot of stuff within inside world also. So this is one of the practices. And the third practice is practice of remembrance. You may ask me, question me, what to practice, because it's a natural state, isn't it? It's a natural process. You don't teach a child to remember, do we? Because remembrance is very naturally comes, or, no one teaches us. So it's natural for every human being to remember something. But why I have put the practice is because we are not paying attention what we remember. Because lots of things we remember is junk, is unnecessary, is none of my business. Because what happens is, when I remember, there is something happens within my consciousness. There is an alteration happening which I am not aware about it. I think it's very important what I remember and how I remember. because that alters the inner self, that changes the something happens. Because what happens if I remember someone who is very grumpy, and you can see that you are downloading the grumpiness within you, and you are tend to, there is a word in Hindi, sang ka rang, because it's not like physically you're staying with them, mentally you're connected, you're so close with them, you're observing their behavior, their and you're observing that in your consciousness, and you tend to become, where we learn from, we learn many things looking and seeing and connecting. So the practice of remembrance is aspects of our intellect. It's very important what we remember and how we remember. It can change our consciousness. In Raj Yoga, the more emphasis is given to not to remember anything and everything. To remember, you have to be very careful. Even you remember the past. Why you remember the past? To learning purpose? Good. I need to, why I go to the past? Maybe I need to learn something from my past. That's better. If I remember unnecessary without any purpose, then that's wasting my energy. So in the part of practicing remembrance, what Raj Yoga mentioned is we bring another being, which is we call a supreme being. A supreme being is another being. I am here. I am also a living and thinking being. I am who I am. I'm a consciousness. There is another being who is called a supreme being. But that supreme being is not in our dimension. It's not part of the external world. The whole universe has a two dimension. One is a physical dimension where we live, where we have bodies. There's a lot of noise and motions and emotions and everything. This is where we have the natural light and shapes and colors. And you can see this. This is the physical world. This is called a physical dimension. And there is another dimension of universe, which is a non-physical dimension. And that's where the supreme being reside. And in terms of the self and the supreme being is not much difference. The shape and the color and the natural state of being. There's one difference is my natural state is not constant. I fluctuate. I can be sometimes peaceful. I can go peaceless. Sometimes I'm loving. I can be angry because I'm a fluctuating. But the supreme being is a constant being of that energy. No, none of the ever, eternally that being holds that kind of natural state very much constant. So what happens is why we encourage to remember to bring me to the stability. That remembrance very, very important. And also I need a power, because when you remember a such person who has got such being who is so powerful and so stable, what happens is that remembrance draw the energy within me. So how do we do is this, the connection, this is how the remembrance of the supreme being I do through my intellect. Intellect is the aspects I've already mentioned. The remembrance is the aspects of intellect. So in that case, I'm using my intellect to connect with that supreme being. And what is the benefit of that connection is I become more positive towards life, absolutely positive towards life. And there is a lot of healing power, because I don't know how long we have been in this physical world, okay? But we are kind of discharge our energy. Obviously, we used our power. If you see the mobile, early in the morning, you have been 100% charged. But at the end of the day or middle of the day, depending how much you use it, its charger is gone. So there is, and also why the healing is needed is somewhere something has hurted or wounded that needs to be healed. And supreme being has a power to heal that being. It's very important, every being of this earth, to connect that supreme being. This is the only way we can recharge ourselves. There's no other way. Self-awareness, yes, we can bring certain level to ourselves. Detached observer, we can recover ourselves. But without this practice, I can't be. The challenges are bigger than what we are now. Challenge is very big. To face the challenges, the face the reality of life, I need extra power. Let us admit that. Let us see the reality as it is. Let us not be denial about that. About, okay, I can manage everything. No, no human being can manage now. The whole world, can you see, not even two nations can come together and talk peacefully. This is the lack of power. No one can have that energy, because we have lost. We have become very angry. This is the condition of the current world. We are angry, we are upset, we are irritated, we are, look at every single human being in this state. Whoever, I would bet, early in the morning to until the end, peaceful, nothing goes wrong, absolutely loving, joyful. Who stays in that state? Anything happens, at least there is a fear of something happens. If they happen, maybe there's some few people in the world. But now we need that healing power to heal myself. And the third thing is a cleansing, because we have collected a lot of rubbish, collected a lot of stuff, and that needs to be cleansed. So there need to be cleansing process need to happen within myself. And at the end, the strength and resilience I need. It doesn't happen without this. You can do whatever, there need to be a connection with that supreme being to acquire all of these things. I know the power of feeling, the power of cleansing, the strength and resilience, and to see the positive side of life. For all of this, it's very important to have the connection with the supreme being. This is a practice. Because why I say practice, our intellect is a wandering intellect. It goes there, it goes there. If you just sit and remember for 5 minutes, you observe within 5 minutes, I don't know how many places it's gone. Our intellect also wander. It picks up things from here and there. So the practice is a concentrated, focused practice where I'm just become aware of myself, who I am, and I know the need of this remembrance. Without that, we don't try this, because I need to be totally convinced that there is an essential. I need to remember the supreme being. I need to know that being. So when I remember that being, the Lord, you can experiment with this idea. I'm not saying you need to do, but you can experiment all this practice for a month and you can see the shift within yourself. Then if there is a shift, you practice more and more and more, and you see the effect of the practice of all of this. Practice of self-awareness, practice of detached observer, and practice of remembrance. Remembrance is not like here and there. Absolutely concentrated remembrance, at least for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it. Within that 5 minutes, you're nothing but your intellect is plugged into the supreme. Then you draw that energy. When you're able to do that, this is a common example we hear that if you place a piece of the piece of paper under the lens, and the lens need to be very stable. And if you keep the lens for 5 minutes, as a child we used to play, we used to tear the notebooks, make a tiny piece of paper, and we place under the lens, and we have to hold the lens constantly. And if you play with the lens, it's never going to burn. You have to place it for at least 5 minutes. Then you start seeing the smoke coming out of the paper and it burns. Similarly, if I'm able to Maintain. If you do 5 minutes, it's more than enough. I think no one is able to do that. 5 minutes, absolutely nothing but the remembrance of Supreme Being. And if you remember that being and remember as I am, the same, the natural state of the being, but he is the almighty authority. And there is a relationship. It's not that we have a connection. There's a relationship being a mother and a father of the human soul. That's being is very important to connect it and remember it. As you connect and remember, if you manage to do 5 minutes of nothing shaking, you will see the result. You will see the practice of, you don't have to spend, because what happens, we spend 30 an hour sitting. Within an hour, not even 5 minutes, we are able to concentrate this our energy to that, to absolutely nothing but the one remembrance. So we need a practice. It's not easy. You can practice saying that, can I remember this one thing for 5 minutes? So we because we are used to distraction, we are addicted to distraction. That's a part of the gift of technology, because we constantly seeing the screen, things are changing. So but this needs a practice. These are the three practices it's very essential as we move forward in this world, because the world is challenging us more and more coming. Without these practices, I'm not sure I would able to manage, or I'm able to sail through the challenges, which I myself, I'm saying that without these three practice, I won't be able to sail through this challenges, which is coming. We are seeing already it is another doorstep, and which is going to come in future. Thank you to listening to me, and good luck for your practices, and see if you can uh, uh, have any questions, or I can also practice the meditation of connecting with the Supreme Being. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for wonderful sharing, sister. It was very simple but thought provoking. And thank you for such a capitative presentation, also. And actually, we have three questions in chat box. So, first is how to control our mind from overthinking.
Within the mind, we need to understand how our mind works. The two things happens within in the mind. One thing is consciously I'm aware what I'm thinking. I know what I'm thinking. I'm making a choice what I need to think. For example, if you have decided to go for a shopping, I will make a list of things what I need to make, what I need to buy. So there is the awareness that consciously thinking happening. And what happens is sometimes there's other things happen within my mind, is the things appear on my mind, that can appear from the memories or something I'm hold on to, is just coming appearing. And the way one is that overthinking can be a habit also. But now what I need to practice is making a choice. If you don't, it's a mind is not like a, for example, okay, if you've been sitting and listening to me in this an hour, how much leg you used? Very minimal. Maybe if you had a thirst, you would have gone walk. You can keep your body still for an hour. We sit hour to watch a television or watch something. We can do, but we need to understand mind is not our physical organ. Mind is aspects of our consciousness, and it's very very living. What it happens is, if I don't make a choice what I'm thinking, it picks things for itself. So it's very very essential. I need to plan myself what kind of thinking I need to do. It's like in how you plan for a day, you need to give a plan for your mind. This is what I'm doing it. Else what happens is it picks up anywhere and elsewhere, and start thinking about this thing and that thing and unnecessary, because it's not thinking, it's just appearing on my mind. Because You remember, we have been in this physical world for long, long time. We got a lot of memories from this birth, and a lot of stuff in our subconscious. All of that is come on the screen of my mind. So one way of practice is when certain things comes which you were not consciously thinking, to practice or learn watching your thoughts, not questioning, not judging, nothing, but just watch, learn to watch your thought like an detached observer. And detached observer can be very helpful practice in this. You have to first notice it. Oh my God, why I'm thinking. Separate yourself and watch. Like watching the train. You're just standing on the platform and you're watching the train coming and going and coming and going, just acknowledging, not questioning why these thoughts is coming. And what happens is, slowly there's chances that your thoughts will come very, very slow and minimal thought. This is how we need to practice. Learn to watch your thoughts, acknowledge your thoughts, don't fight with, don't question it. So we can calm down. And also, when you overthink, it can be a habit of overthinking that I need to look into and change your practice, saying that choose what I need to think. You need to give a homework to your mind. This is what you're thinking, nothing else. You need to make the choice.
So thank you so much, sister. And our next question is, how can I practice wisdom? I mean, it's quite easy to practice peace or joy, but how can I practice wisdom?
Okay. We don't need to practice wisdom. Wisdom is within ourselves. We are not practice, even we are not practicing peace or a joy or anything. What we are making is becoming aware about, I am a peaceful, I am a loving. And even wisdom is, for every problem, there's a solution within me. What happens is, it happens to me, quite often it happens to me. What you have to do is, you have to just repeat these problems with yourself, and you will find a solution for it. The wisdom of any problem, anything, is within ourselves. You don't need a solution from other person also. As you share it, and I don't know, I'm not sure you have experienced, sometimes as you're talking, you told something very profound, and you yourself was shocked where it is coming from. It happens to me, where this has come from as I'm talking. Sometime, even what happens is, while sharing something with someone, suddenly something has come. I said, where it was, I feel it was not, the wisdom is within ourselves. And for every problem, there is a solution within. We need to just be quiet, and we have to go beyond this disturbance of emotional roller coaster and be in a quiet moment. The solution emerges, the wisdom comes within us. So it's about how you can because in the life, we need to, every moment we need to use the power of discernment and power of judgment. You watch how your discernment is going to be. For example, is it discernment is like is it a right time to speak, or is a right time to keep quiet. Daily basis, when you're using this power of discernment, that you're using your own wisdom. It is within us, but we have to use it. We do use, actually, for decision making, for discernment, we do use our wisdom. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sister. And one more question is there. How can we detach ourselves from our emotions?
When, for example, when anger comes, what you have to do is, you to see it as an emotion. It's there, it's not who you are. It's created, it's coming within us. And don't ever recognize yourself with that. It's been created, it's been triggered, and you have to separate yourself, that okay, like, okay, I can see, for example, there is a some kind of emotion, I can clearly see it's coming inside. Oh my God, it's coming, it's coming. And what I do is I stop there and I just start noticing. What you have to do is stop doing any action. Don't come to the base, don't come into the action, nor in words, nor in deeds, based on that emotion. What you have to do is when emotions rises, anything comes in within, uh, don't go further. You have to just stop yourself and watch. Just, I think it helps when physically you stop yourself. If you're doing work, stop for 2 3 minutes. It's very essential. I don't know why we are rushing like a rat race in our life. Stop yourself physically. You stop there. I do actually sometimes. Recently what happened, I need to do, because I take care of social media, of inner space. There was a time I need to post this. I was getting late. So because I told someone else to post somewhere else because someone else was waiting for me. So I was doing it and someone suddenly came, you need to do this also. I was under the time pressure there. Okay, I need to do under this time. And there's a one more stuff has been put. Suddenly I could see there was a gush of these emotions uh, came inside me. I said, with that, I kind of slightly reacted to tell that, the way I said was not very nice. I said, can't you do it? Can't you? They were asking me to WhatsApp someone. I said, I'm busy. Can you? It came from that emotion. I could say. I said, oh my God. I just stopped. And then what I did, I said, felt, why did I? It was not compulsion. I could have said that, okay, I need to finish this. I don't have time. Can you do that? But because I felt that pressure, that some emotion triggered within myself, and the response was from the based on that emotion, I could clearly say. And what I did, I tracked back. I immediately tracked. I stopped my whatever I was doing. I stopped myself there and just went inside and said, okay, where this coming from? Why did I felt this? There's something, it kind of, I said that there's some beliefs that I have to do, or I kind of and figured it out. I just like calmed myself down. And again, I spoke to that person. It happened within a minute. I spoke to the, sorry, I'm very busy. I kind of withdraw all that. I told that word, but immediately I withdraw and I come within the minute, and went back to, sorry, I have to finish this. Can you please WhatsApp the other person? That practice needs to happen unless we reach the state, we always be responding peacefully, lovingly, and joyfully. So we can see ourselves, just physically you stop doing and start observing and see where it is coming from, what it has triggered. If you can't, then leave it, and it'll come another time, because just in top of your mind you have to say that, okay, I need to figure it out why it is coming. It comes several times, but keep watching it and you will find what has made. And one thing is to stop physical what you're doing and just see what's happening, how you're feeling, what is happening within you, even physically. What your gesture is, how you're speaking, it's possible.
Yeah, thank you so much, sister. And you gave your personal example also. I think now we have to do meditation. So we'll wind up our session with 2 minutes of meditation.
Okay, thank you. I would ask you to just relax your body and make sure your back is upright. Your leg can be relaxed, your hand can be relaxed, but your back need to be upright. And slowly take a couple of deep breathing so that you're relaxed. It's very deep breathing relaxes our internal organs. As you're relaxing, the first thing to observe your own body from the toe to head. As you observe your body, ask one question. Ask one question to yourself. Does my leg walk itself? Does my hand does things itself? Does my neck go around itself? The answer is no. So this body doesn't function by itself. My eyes doesn't go and look for something, or my ear doesn't go itself and hear something. So it's very important to watch your body, to realize that body does not functions itself. When I talk about functioning, walking, talking, doing things, seeing, smelling, or hearing, there is something inside this body using this body. So who is that? If you slowly step back and watch and see, there is a feeling, a thoughts and emotion inside the body. And who is creating it? Where it is coming from? Start watching body. At the same time, go within and watch inside the body and watch the feelings and the emotions. And now you watch and realize that it's me who is using the body. It's me creating thoughts and emotions. And as you step back and ask yourself, I have this body, I have this mind, and who I am beneath that is an energy. I am a conscious being, a being of light. Just become aware of yourself. I am a being of light, and my true nature is peace, is love, is joy, is wisdom and truth. This is who I am. I need to start tasting this. It's been a long, we have really forgotten and have never tasted our inner peace, inner love, and the joy which is there within us. Become aware the natural state of being, and just be that. Just be that. Just be peaceful. Just be loving. Just be joyful. Doesn't matter whatever happens around me. It's important for me to be in my natural state. and respond to my life with this natural nature. This is very important to me. This is how life is going to be successful and life is going to be more enjoyable. Now slowly bring your awareness back into your body and the surrounding, and feel the surrounding, and slowly, gently relax and take a deep breath. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sister. And we are so grateful for such a wonderful meditation part. And thanks to everyone also. And okay, see you next Sunday with a new topic and with a new speaker. And have a wonderful week ahead. So, Om Shanti to everyone. And a big thanks to our sister Chitra. And thank you for your valuable time, sister.
Thank you for inviting me.
Shanti, sister.
Okay, Om Shanti to everyone.